Hey guys, I'm Boot. We're in New Jersey, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about a very crazy bacterial infection of the skin. I had had an itch on my leg. Now, I previously had diabetes when I was a lot heavier, and it led to neuropathy. And neuropathy is like itching, kind of pins and needles in the legs and the burning in the feet and stuff like that. So I scratched my back of my leg, and I felt a little bit of wetness, like I had scratched open something and I was bleeding. It just turned out it was a bug bite or something, and it was just a little tiny scratch at that point. That night, my leg was bothering me. It felt like I was cramping, and it was really starting to get red, and it just started to hurt. And the next day, I go about my day, I'm doing stuff, I get home, and I look at my leg, and it's really red and swollen. And so I go over to the emergency room, and they give me a antibiotic and of course a tetanus shot. And so 45 minutes later they come back with my discharge papers while I'm sitting there, and this medicine you're supposed to take with food. And I didn't know that. Strange enough as it is, this last week I was I was dieting this past week, and so my stomach's been a lot smaller. I've been having trouble eating. It makes me feel like I'm going to vomit every time I eat. So as soon as I got, discharged, it was about an hour. I stopped by Wendy's and grabbed a little burger and ate some of the burger. And then all of a sudden I felt like I was going to get sick. So I got out of the car and I vomited up my burger plus the medication that I had taken about 45 minutes prior. Because I had the gastric sleeve surgery, my stomach is smaller, and at the same time, I don't have any bile, so that it doesn't break down as quickly. So of course, I guess some of the antibiotic got into my system because today, the second, day, well, the day after, this is day 3 that I've had it, and it looks like this. And basically all this started from a little tiny scratch on the back of my leg. So this is basically how cellulitis works. And yes, I know that cellulitis, it sounds like it has to do with like cellulite, but no, it's not a fat person only contracted thing. And the reason I know this is because a lot of people can get this, and it's basically a bacterial infection in the skin. Now, this is the second one I've had, and unfortunately, after you get the first one, you're more likely to get it again, which any bacteria on the skin, because your skin is literally teeming with bacteria at any time. And that's a normal thing, but some people are more susceptible to that bacteria, and that's what this is. So like about 5 years ago, I had had an instance where I was swimming in a lake and I kicked a tree stump, and it got pretty bad. My entire left leg was red and swollen. I didn't even know it. I thought that I had a cold, and that was it. So I stayed in bed for like 3 days. And it wasn't until my mom came in and made me sit up in bed that I noticed that my leg was red and swollen, and it was really hot to the touch. And at that point I was like hallucinating and stuff. So, they got me to the hospital, and they did an ultrasound of my leg to find out, I had cellulitis. It wasn't a blood clot. At the time, I was like 550 pounds. So of course, they wanted to make sure it wasn't a blood clot from sitting around or anything like that. It healed up within a matter of like a week and a half. This time, I hope it doesn't take that long, but I'm on doxycycline right now, and hopefully it wasn't the medicine that made me nauseous. It was just the fact that, my stomach is smaller from being on a diet recently, and, we'll see. But, I mean, as you can see in the picture, it's pretty red. It's up like partway of my calf, and it doesn't get any bigger than that, because if that happens, I have to go back to the doctor. Unfortunately, it is Memorial Day weekend. Today, I was supposed to go to a business plunge, they call it, where they open the beach in Ocean City, and people in business suits like march down the beach to the water. Unfortunately, because of my medication, I can't be out in the sun, and I can't be walking around because the infection can spread further up. A lot of times it's not entirely that life-threatening unless it is near your heart or, your brain. It can be extremely life-threatening if it's within those, main organs. Have to worry about the infection spreading. So, this summer when you're out swimming in a lake or whatever, or you're just out and about, this can happen through tick bites and things like that. So just be careful. That's about all I got. So thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. and I will keep you guys updated, and I will see you in the next one.